Hey, Jen.
Hey, how are you?
All right, good to see you again. Thanks for coming back and working with us.
Thank you for having me.
And to continue sort of your mission, which is to kind of inspire people to get involved.
Yeah, getting people starting to use tools for the first time or really challenging themselves with a new skill or new task.
All right, so the tool of choice today is this one?
Yeah, this is a router. It's not something that a lot of homeowners have in their toolkit, but if you're just starting out with woodworking, maybe you're building a first piece of furniture, or you're just moving into a new home because you're starting a family.
Congratulations,
So,
by the way.
thank you.
Your second one. We're excited for you.
Very excited. But this isn't something that you would typically think to gravitate towards, but it's a really versatile tool and it has a lot of different applications.
Great. So what do you want to make with it today?
Well, I think most new homeowners would pick this up and use it to put a decorative edge on a DIY piece of furniture, but today we're going to be using it for a cutting application, and we're going to use it to cut a perfect circle.
Okay, let's do that.
So the first thing we need to do is replace this plate, remove these screws. So now we can take this plate off and use it to trace on our board and mark the location of our holes. So I'm using a countersink drill bit so that the screws that go into the plate will sit nice and flush. All right, and so now that center hole will clear out with the spade bit so that our bit can clear the sawdust as we cut. This is the board we're going to be cutting, and I just want to go ahead and check the width of the board, which is 11 1/4. And so just to be safe, I want to make sure the diameter of my circle is no more than, let's call it 10, which means the radius, or half that, can't be more than 5. So I'm going to take that radius and put the 5 in the center of my hole where I know my bit will be. So now I can mark that on my jig, and that'll be my pivot point. Now we can attach our board to our router. Now I have our board secured to the table. I've screwed it down through all 4 corners, and I'm going to go ahead and mark the center and just 2 lines cross corner to corner, and then I'll use that as the point for my pivot point. Okay, so now I can line my nail up on the pivot point and lower the jig. I'm going to be using a nail instead of a screw so that it doesn't bind as I turn. So I have my bit set just below the surface of the board, and I'm going to turn on the router and then plunge into a shallow cut. Now I can lower the bit and do another pass to complete the cut.
Until you're through, right?
Yeah. So now we can go ahead and just remove the nail and remove the router and jig. And I have a perfect circle.
Look at that. So that is perfect and way more precise than if you went after it with a jigsaw.
Very true. So if you're going to make something small like a cutting board, a stool, a round mirror frame, this is going to give you a much better application. You can also use it for larger applications if you wanted to cut out something like a round dining table.
Right.
This type of technique is always going to give you a much better cut.
All right, good information, Jen. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for watching. This Old House has got a video for just about every home improvement project, so be sure to check out the others. And if you like what you see, click on the subscribe button.
make sure that you get our newest videos right in your feed.